Okay, so today we meditate on refuge. So as usual, we can begin by giving ourselves a comfortable position on the chair or the cushion, making sure that the back is straight, shoulders relaxed, face is relaxed, and bringing the attention up to the top of the head, relaxing the head, down to the neck, relaxing the neck, the shoulders, upper back and chest, relaxing the stomach, hips, down to the legs and feet, and feeling the support of the earth underneath you. And just allow yourself to feel at home and relaxed in the body. And when you're ready, take a long breath in. And exhale, letting go of any thoughts, distractions, anything keeping you from being fully present. And so, as motivation, we can take some words of Lama Tsongkhapa. And I'm using his book, How to Be Happy. And he says, remember that your life is for others. Even for our own happiness, even for our own survival, compassion is the most important factor. It's the most precious thing, more precious than all the wealth in the world. The good heart is more important than friends, lovers, wealth, fame, or anything else. Practicing the good heart is more important than all other forms of education. Practicing the good heart is the most important form of meditation. The good heart makes your whole life beneficial. And so we can think that we're doing this meditation to transform our mind in a positive way on the path to becoming enlightened. We're working to transform ourselves to be able to benefit all sentient beings. So take a moment to develop a positive motivation with your good heart. And with that motivation, we can take refuge. So imagining the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in front of us, assisting us in our work, we take refuge. Sangye chadam saki chognama, jancho bhaja jani kyapsuchi, dagi jinsagi pe sonam ki, drola penchia sangye juparsho. Sangye chadam saki chognama, jancho bhaja jani kyapsuchi, dagi jinsagi pe sonam ki, Jola penchia sangye juparsho, sangye chadam saki chognama, jancho bado jatni kyapsuchi, dagi jinsagi pe sonam ki, jola penchia sangye juparsho. And so we can, with refuge, we can now begin 5 minutes of breathing meditation, taking as the object of refuge whatever is most comfortable for you, the air coming in and out of the nostrils or the rising and falling of the tummy. So we take 5 minutes to meditate on the breath. And so, with a mind that is more calm and stable and relaxed, we can begin our meditation on refuge. So we can recall that we want to be happy and not to suffer. But to help us, we need something that will support us, keep us safe. And we could call that support refuge. And so in our life, we can see, we can check. We have actions or sources of refuge that we rely on for our physical and mental happiness. So to begin, try and think, reflect on what are the things that you do or rely on for physical well-being and happiness. What are the refuges for physical happiness? We might have a variety of things we rely on for physical happiness or pleasure. And so the question now is, do they work? So try and check, do they work? And is there a difference between long-term and short-term effects? If we engage in these physical actions more and more, do they bring more and more happiness? And now we can check the actions we do for mental happiness, peace of mind, well-being. So what are the actions? What are the things that we rely on for that? Could be friends, job. So try to check, what are the things you rely on for inner happiness? And then try to check and see, do they work? In the short term, in the long term, is there a difference? And are these things reliable? And we also have our inner first responder kit, our go-to responses, reactions that we use to protect ourselves if we're threatened or attacked. So all of these are a kind of refuge that we rely on. We use to protect ourselves. But again, try and check. Do they work? And is there a difference between short-term and long-term benefit? And sometimes we can get a short-term benefit, but in the long term, do these things increase or decrease our suffering? And the point here is not to judge ourselves, but just to notice all of these actions, all of these things we rely on, we do out of care for ourselves. It is an expression of our self-compassion, kindness. But what we're trying to check here is there's probably some benefit, but is it lasting? Is there long-term benefit? And is it reliable? So you can take a moment just to check the things that you rely on in your life and see how that works. And so we can thank ourselves for taking care of ourselves thus far. But if we notice that maybe some things are not a long-term refuge, we can ask, well, what if we allowed in another kind of refuge? a refuge that won't cheat us, a refuge that's interested in nothing other than our well-being and happiness. A refuge that many of our lamas have relied on to get to where they are. And a refuge that, if we rely on and follow, can help us become like them, if that's what we want. So the first jewel in this refuge is the Buddha, Sangye, the state of having fully eliminated all disturbing emotions and cultivated all qualities, love, compassion, completely motivated by the wish to benefit others, including ourselves, and the skillful means to do it. And what would it be like to rely on that? And the Dharma then becomes the instructions to follow the path that the Buddha has realized. And that path will guide us closer and closer to the enlightened state. And it said, to the extent that we have Dharma in our continuum, to that extent, we're protected from suffering. So try to check and see, well, is it true? Can you think of a time when the Dharma in your continuum has protected you from suffering or brought you happiness? Try to think if there's a case where that's true. And is it possible that if you increased your Dharma refuge, your happiness would increase? And the third of the three refuges is the Sangha, Arya beings who have seen reality directly. Or we could say they're like big brothers and big sisters on the path. They've walked ahead of us and they're there to help us. So thinking of your own experience of the three jewels, or your own knowledge, try and investigate and see why these might be a true, reliable, and lasting refuge. So try to investigate and see from your own point of view. And if you feel that these three are a valid refuge to rely on, you can make a resolution in your heart to develop a stronger sense of refuge in the three jewels and to bring that refuge into your daily actions and daily life. And so, since our refuge and our practice is not just for ourselves, but we also do this for others, we can dedicate the positive energy that we've created by meditating, investigating, for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. So we can do the dedication prayers. Which I might have managed to lose. I start a meditation, they're there. Finish the meditation, they're gone. Okay. Okay, so we dedicate the merits that we've created together, so precious. Okay, so due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta not arisen, arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Long life prayers. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Majanat's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, savour myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And for His Holiness, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Proposal. Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please, please live long. Geshe Thubten Sherab, beloved teacher leading your students towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. And you can add your own dedications as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Sorry, we're a little bit over. Have a beautiful rest of the day.